Hi, this is Dave and welcome to the Table, and today we're going to be taking a look at an insert for Eldritch Horror that's been done by Daedalus Productions, and this is a custom wooden insert that's been designed and built to accommodate the base game as well as the expansions for this game, and being able to store them all in one box that will assist in facilitating the setup and takedown of the gameplay and keeping all the components sorted and organized neatly. Let's take a look at this insert and a little bit of how it helps out the game, and I'll come back and I'll share my thoughts. Okay, here we have the Eldritch Horror box, and let's open it up and take a look at the insert that comes with it. And in my particular version, I have the base game and I have the Forsaken Lore expansion, and it holds everything in here with room to spare. And I know that they are working on some revisions to make this accommodate the Mountains of Madness expansion as well. But as you can see here, everything fits inside the box nicely, and just slightly below the rim of the box here. And for me, the game board is on the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at all the different pieces that come in this particular insert. So starting from left to right, I'll move over. And the first thing that we have here is we have a compartment that is going to hold our Mythos cards. And as you can see in the construction here, it's kind of like a either a sort of like a tongue and groove type construction here, or there's going to be a slot, and everything is laser cut and will fit perfectly. You just have to glue them all to hold them in place. So as you can see here, we've got nice detail here where it's notched out so you can be able to grab the cards from underneath. Everything fits very, very well, and there's plenty of room for more cards. And all the pieces have this, they are all stained with the varnish to have a nice appearance and also a little bit of protection for the wood. So this is the Mythos cards. The next one compartment here that we have has a number of different dividers, and as you can see on the side here, there's a number of different slots so we can adjust the size of these. And this is going to hold all of the condition cards and the spell cards, artifact cards. There's some setup cards here. And then I used a space here to hold all the little plastic stands for the characters. And you can set this right on the table here for ease in setup. The next piece that we have here is going to hold all of the cards for the Ancient Ones and our Investigators. And if we take this out and hold it underneath, you'll be able to see where it has been had some detail added to it here with these tentacles, and just adds to the thematic element to this game, and adds for presentation as well. So you've got it on both sides right here, and this is going to hold all of the Ancient Ones and then all of our Investigator cards. And so these fit right inside here in a nice little tray that you can take out, and there's even room for more to add for future expansion. So there's a little bit of room there. Underneath there is another compartment that we can set right up on the table here, and this is going to hold our sanity and health tokens and then some other miscellaneous tokens that you can use during the game. This can be set right on the table and you can just grab from there as needed. Now this next piece here, I'm going to bring this out, and this is actually two pieces here, and there's a you can see it's kind of an angular build here, but this particular top here does not have a bottom. It's just a frame, and I'm going to take this off, and all this does is acts as a divider for the epic monster tokens and also for the gate tokens. So I'll just set these off to the side for right now here. Typically the monsters are going to be set off to the side, and those gate tokens are going to be on the game board. And as you can see here, it says Daedalus Productions, and this is going to hold all of our coins. And as you can see, it's kind of built on an angle here, and this lid comes off and has everything sorted in here for ease of use, and there's also plenty of room to add a lot more pieces. So good thinking on their part. And again, so you can set this down and everything is held on an angle, so it holds everything forward and you can just grab things as necessary. So, and then this this particular piece, it just slides in the back and then slides forward to lock it in place, and you can hold it upside down, nothing's falling out. So this is a really, really nice piece here. The next piece that we have is this little container here that is going to hold all of the transportation tokens. So we have both our rail and our ship tokens, and it's a nice shallow little piece that we can place right on the table, and this can be put off to the side as well. Another storage compartment here. This has all of the monster tokens, and there's plenty of room to add more. And then this is the space here for all of the different investigators. And then inside here, I have a couple of the little dividers for that coin box. So I just have them stored in here for right now. And I could throw the dice in there if I wanted to. I just left the dice in the plastic bag, but there's the dice here. And then this nice big piece here. This one, again, we have a nice detail in the front here with the tentacles lending to that Cthulhu theme. And if we look at this, it's built like a sleigh. And all the cards are on an angle. And you have different dividers here. And this holds all of the different types of cards. So we have all of the different types of encounter cards here, and we have expedition cards and other world cards. And then I have these all divided up according to the particular ancient ones. And so it makes it very, very easy. If I need something, I can just grab them right out and use them as needed. Also, if I wanted to, I could actually incorporate this in the gameplay, draw a particular card, and then when I'm done, I can just put it right in the back of that particular stack if I wanted to use it. But you can set this up and set this right off to the side here. So those are all the different pieces. Let me show you what it looks like when I have the game board set up. Okay, here we have the Eldritch Horror game board set up, and I want to quickly show you how this insert helps in setting up the game and also making it look really, really good on the table. So the first thing, I have everything off to the side here. And what I like to do then is take out all of the investigator cards and let everybody choose from who they want to play, and then leave the rest of them off to the side, because if you're like me and you play this game, multiple investigators die in here, so it just makes it easy just to grab them if you have them a stack off to the side here. So, for example, here we'll grab Jim Culver, and you can go ahead and each player can then pass this particular piece around, and they can look for whatever guy they need. Here's his particular character thing. And we'll grab a little plastic clip, and we are ready to go with their players. And then you can pass around this particular piece here, and everybody can grab their starting sanity and life tokens, and then we can just place this right back off to the side over here to form a general pool that somebody can manage, or players can easily reach while they're playing the game. Another thing that's going to have happen is we'll just take these transportation tokens and we'll place this off to the side too as part of the general pool where we can reach, and these can be passed around as players need to take specific pieces. And then we will choose our ancient one. So we have Azathoth here, and I just leave all the ancient ones in this particular piece here, leave it on the top so you can see everything, and it just looks really nice, kind of framed out here, gives you something nice to look at. And then I just place this over on the other side of the board, over by where the Omen track is. So I have him set up over there. So that piece is going to stay on the table. It's going to look really, really nice. We have these other pieces that are staying over here that look really, really nice as well. The next thing that we can do then is once we have our ancient ones selected, we have the appropriate cards, which we can just take right from this particular insert here. And since I already have them sorted out, I can just shuffle these particular ones up right here. Grab these. These are the mysteries here. We'll set them off to the side, however many we need. And then also we have these expedition cards here, encounters. So I'll place them, shuffle those up, place those below the game board down here. And then again, just going off of this particular, just taking them right from the insert, we already have them assorted. We can just place them out as needed. So we've got a set here, set here, set here. So we have all of those. We have these expedition cards here, and we have our other world cards here, and these are set up here as well. So now this quickly facilitates setup. Instead of having to go through various stacks to sort up the cards, we just have them all in here, and then we can just put them back as needed, shuffling them up when we're done. The next thing here, we have another insert where we can grab all of our assets here, shuffle them up, deal them out on the game board. There we have the artifact cards here, and then we can shuffle up all of our condition cards, place them out in a stack. And we have spell cards as well. Here's the spell cards, here's the condition cards. We can just take these out, place these in a pile. And then we have our setup cards as well. So we have everything, all that we need, and we can have it right set up on the table, and we can leave these wooden pieces off to the side. Sometimes if you want to be creative, you can actually play right out of these pieces as well. But they do make a really, really nice presentation on the table, especially this particular piece right here with it looking like a sleigh, and then you just have all of the cards here. If you choose to want to leave this on the table, you can, and it looks really, really good. If you want to play from there, you can as well. Finally, then you'll take cards from the Mythos stack here, and you'll build your Mythos deck, and you can leave all the leftover cards in here. So we have everything set up off to the side here. We have all of the pieces here. We can leave these as a general pool. We can have somebody manage these. They can be passed around the table, and just makes keeping all of the components a lot more compact and neat, and just helps to facilitate a smoother, faster gameplay. So that's how you can use this insert to facilitate gameplay for Eldritch Horror. Alright, so there you have the insert for Eldritch Horror from Daedalus Productions, and let me quickly talk about this. First of all, in disclosure, this insert was sent to me for the purpose of review. I had contacted them and asked them if they'd be willing to send one over for the purpose of review, and they gladly did so. And the reason that I have Eldritch Horror, this particular insert, is because at the time I contacted them and of the inserts that they were manufacturing, I happened to have Eldritch Horror and thought it would be really cool to show that one off for this particular game. And so they sent it over. And let me quickly talk about the insert itself. You have two options of being able to get it. You can either get it where it's a self-assembly, where you build it yourself, or one that comes pre-assembled. I asked for them to send me one that I could build myself so that I can get an overall feel and present my thoughts to you. I will say right now that that this is a time-intensive project to build one of these. It takes a few hours. By the time you sort everything out and put everything all together, takes some time. So if it's not your cup of tea to either put things together or spend the time to wait, then spend the extra money to get the pre-assembled version of the game. They sent the game to me, it came in a large poly bag with all the pieces coming pre-finished with the stained varnish. I thought that looked really, really good. You have nice, good quality wood. It's like a thinner plywood, but it's still very durable. Not much flex here. And the quality of construction is superb. And I will say this, that this company spared no expense when it came to attention to detail. Here, this is one of the dividers from one of the pieces for the larger cards, and so you see the stars here. You have other detail here. You have all these tentacles stuff, so it really lends to this Cthulhu theme here. This is for the what holds the investigator cards and the ancient ones. And then also this big piece here. You look at this detail here, the scrolls here, and then along the side here, you can see all the joints, how they all fit together. Everything has been cut really precisely, and you just have a lot of detail here. Looks like the sleigh here with all the cards all pitched back. Looks great. Anyways, when they sent the pieces though, everything had to be sorted out into various piles for the different pieces of the insert that I had to build, and there were no installation instructions that came with the insert itself, but by accessing the company website, you can get them there and print them off there. Now, putting this thing together, cool thing is that they show you on all the pieces. They have an outline of all the different piece shapes and how they're going to go, and they also show you where to apply the glue when putting it together. And so I thought that was really, really good. This is not an insert that can be held together strictly by pressure of pieces putting together. That you have to glue this, and they recommend using either super glue or wood glue. I happen to use Titebond 2 wood glue with a cotton swab to apply the glue into the various joints, put it together, and then wiped away any excess with either a damp cotton swab or a damp cloth so that I did not have any extra residue on there. And everything held together wonderfully. All the pieces put together, they held, and just the pieces, when it came time to put dividers in, everything fit great. One piece though, which is going to kind of throw everybody for a loop, is this particular one here because it has no bottom. And this one can be a little bit tricky when putting it together and getting it to hold, because if you don't have it particularly square, it's going to look slightly like a rhombus. So you just have to put this together and kind of get it as square as you can and just let it sit. And this particular piece goes on top of this box right here. You can see this is on an angle here. And so this particular one just lands on top, and then you have a space here. I put the Epic Monster tokens here and then the gate tokens here. So you have a space for it right there. But overall quality of construction and putting it together was very, very simple. Looked great. Practicality of this particular insert, and this is really how it lends into like this for a family perspective. This cut down tremendously on the time it took to set up and take down this particular game, because a lot of these insert pieces become part of the game itself. And so it's not just storing everything in the box, but what it does is actually becomes part of the game itself. And so for example, here with the transportation tokens, I have them, you know, here's the rail, here's the ship ones. When you need them or you're spending them, you just pass this around and people can take them out or put them in as necessary. So it becomes part of the game. When you have the this one here, I think this frames out the ancient one really, really good. I take the investigator tokens or tiles out and put them off to the side, because I kind of find that as characters are dying, we can just easily grab those instead of having to go through this all the time. But as you can see, there's plenty of room to hold more. But I just think this looks really, really cool this way and on the table. And then again, other things that just become part of the game. Here's where some of the things that you're using to pool all the pieces together. Here you have your sanity and health tokens, and then some of the other pieces. But as you need them, you're passing them around the table, and so it makes it easier to do this. Or you can have one person just working on handling the resources. They can hold it out in the center of the table. People can put stuff in and draw it back to them. It's really, really good that way. You have this you can use here for the Mythos cards, and when you build the Mythos deck, you can take the extra cards and put them somewhere else, but you can also use this to pass around when you're drawing Mythos cards. So again, something that can be used in the game itself and keeping things organized. And then finally we have this particular one here that keeps track of all the cards here. You can take these out, shuffle them up into piles as necessary, or you can try to actually implement this and pull cards from here as needed, especially like the assets here and the artifacts. So you've got a bunch of different things that make it really, really practical to use. This particular piece here, I had the monster tokens inside here, but I pull them out, and then when I'm playing the game for the cup, I just have this black draw bag that I put all the pieces together in here, and then when I'm done, I just take them out and re-put them in, put them in the insert. But it just cuts down on having to set this game up and put it away when you're done, because half the pieces are already put back. Now, how does it translate into this from a family perspective is that when you're playing this game, you already have a long playing time with it. This is a game that's going to take a long time to play, and you don't need to make it even longer by having a long setup and takedown time with this. So with this, by being able to pass around some of the pieces while you're setting up the game, you can also have other people engage in it, passing things around. Okay, you need this, blah, 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 blah. You're doing a lot of things, cutting down the time, and then also cutting down on the takedown time, because as you're incorporating some of these insert pieces into the game, most of the pieces are already just going to go and be placed right back into the box. And so I think that that's important too. So overall, I find this particular insert to be worth the investment. It does have a little bit of a hefty price tag, but you are getting something that's a really super high quality product. I felt that the wood is very, very sturdy. The quality of construction, all the joints, everything fits together but just overall the look, by having something that comes finished with a stained varnish, and then you have that extra detail, like the scrolling, like the tentacles and stuff, just really lends to this overall rich feel for this game. And people are into pimping their games out anyways, and this is a cool way to do it by having this really awesome insert. So I feel that it's worth the investment, just how it looks, and then also the practicality of how it is used in this particular game. And I talked about, from a family perspective, cutting it down and getting people involved in the setup and takedown process. And so I think that that's another reason why this stands out as something that's worth investing in. So that is the Eldritch Horror insert from Daedalus Productions. If you're interested in more information about it, I'll have the link in the video description below. You can go ahead and check that out. And I want to thank you for watching and taking the time to see what I had to say about this particular insert. If you're interested in some of my other videos, you can go ahead and check those out. If you want to stay up to date with all of the work that I'm doing, if you'd be so kind as to click on the subscribe button below or on the little watermark in the video, that would be awesome. Also, if you are interested in supporting the To the Table channel and the work that I'm doing, you can go ahead and check out my Patreon page. I'll have video description, or the link in the video description below, and also have a link on the screen. You go ahead and click on that. It'll take you over there. All right, that's it for now, and join me again next time as we take a look at another game and we see how it makes it to the table. Bye-bye.